Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the evening show. We're going to start, as always, with our roundtable discussion, the Evening Oval. Tonight we're going to be discussing two things, as always. We're going to be talking about Paul Manafort and the other Trump aides who were recently indicted by a grand jury, and also, another Trump topic, the recent shutdown of his Twitter account. But first, let's introduce our other cast members. With me, as always, we have Mr. Nathan Hart. He's bouncing right there. Next to him, we have Delaney Murray.
Hello.
Seems not pleased by his bouncing. And then on her other side, we have Katrina Kaplanica.
Yeah.
Also bouncing.
Let's get started. So, the obvious headline that I think we just have to start with is Paul Manafort and two other Trump aides getting indicted. They were indicted by a grand jury on multiple counts, several financial crimes, including tax evasion. The most interesting one, in my opinion, though, was conspiracy against the United States. What do you guys think? Is it looking good?
I mean, I've got a conspiracy against the United States charge, and nothing's bad happened to me yet. So.
What did you do?
Yeah.
Well, it's a long story involving 3 Ukrainians, 2 Scottish men, and a lot of screwdrivers, like the drink, but also 1 real screwdriver.
Okay.
Alright, we'll get into that next
My
time.
favorite thing about when you improv, Nathan, is that you never answer questions. You're like,
Well, why would I answer the question of why I'm conspiring against the United States?
that is a good point. I
He's
guess we
not
have
wrong.
cameras pointed at you. You probably don't want to give away too much information. You know who did give us some interesting information, though? The Associated Press reported that apparently it came out when Manafort was turning himself into the FBI that he has, I believe it was 2 different passports. It might have been 3 different passports under different names, and he was applying to get another.
Like he's trying to get into different bars, but he's trying to get into different countries with different passports.
Exactly, and that's one of the charges also, is that
Really?
operating as an unregistered foreign agent for the United States. The interesting thing too about this was Trump, when he tweeted about it, because of course he did. He said all of the alleged crimes, they happened before he worked for me, so it shouldn't matter. Which, I mean, I'm paraphrasing obviously. I thought that was interesting because A, that's saying that they happened, which is not what you want to say when your buddy is about to go to trial. And B, they're all still crimes, so I don't know why it would matter when
Also,
he got
he
hired.
still hired them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we have
Are we
some
surprised?
We have some experience with that, though. I mean,
No.
Katrina's a criminal, and we hired her.
That's true.
She is a criminal.
Yeah.
Katrina, what did you do?
I'm a smooth criminal.
She stole makeup.
Table.
She stole
Yeah,
makeup.
I
Anyways,
didn't
my
get myself.
issue with Paul Manafort was that I didn't know who he was, and then when I Googled it, I was not surprised, because this sort of thing happens every other day.
What?
I'm like, it's just another goddamn Tuesday.
wait,
I have
wait,
German
wait.
at 10:45, and the Trump administration is in a conspiracy against the government.
Okay, I thought you meant that every other day we get a guy indicted for conspiracy against the United States. I was like, no,
Wow.
I hope not.
It's a hyperbole. I do
A
have
hyperbole.
German.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Your pronunciation is a hyperbole.
Oh my god.
Because you're sorry.
All right, let's move on then. Speaking of messed up words, Trump's Twitter account was deactivated recently
Yes, it was.
for a total of 11 minutes by a Twitter employee who was on their last day. Which,
What a way to go.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, I'd do it.
it's
Yeah.
the best way. It's one of the, I feel like Twitter internally is just like, it's one of those things they're all walking around their offices, just leaving them like, hey, hear about that guy who shut down Trump's Twitter? Yeah, it's awesome, right? But then externally they have to be like, that is not okay, and we have taken action against it, and we've done our best to prevent such actions in the future. And then as they make that statement, they just turn around and go,
So
Is that exact emotion? Yeah.
What a good
does
11
Grits
minutes
have
it was.
Twitter? Can we deactivate? Can we deactivate Grits' Twitter?
our producer's Twitter?
Yeah, because he's leaving. I feel like that's kind of like
Yeah, shut
funny.
down.
Like,
Yeah, shut
ha!
down.
Let's all report him.
Everyone, report Grits.
Yeah.
Anyways, I missed the 11 minutes and I'm quite sad.
I want to
So-
know because Trump tweeted about it in response. He said that his account's been shut down by a rogue employee, and then he said, I guess the word is getting out there and having an impact. Never said what word that was or what impact it was having. I just found it interesting as a response because I didn't even know that his account had been shut down until I saw that tweet, and then I was like, ooh, someone did this. You know, it was like a fun little news update. Yeah.
It was a good 11 minutes.
We could
That's
see
11
behind-
minutes of my life.
I wish we could see behind the curtain on that and see what was going on behind the scenes of Twitter. I'll tell you what, though, you will get to see behind the scenes with the evening show today because we are our own guest this time. We figured after 3 seasons it was high time that we showed the audience what it's like to be involved in the evening show. Hey, we had a lot of fun with it, so let's take a look at that now.
So what should we do for a guest this week?
I don't know.
I really don't feel like getting anyone, so I think we should just like do it ourselves.
Are you seriously that lazy?
Yeah, like it's a lot of work. I gotta like make phone calls.
Oh
and,
my
like,
god, your job is the easiest on the show.
Yeah.
Why are we on this green bench?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we're supposed to be filming like behind the scenes. This isn't behind the scenes though.
We don't hang out like ever.
Yeah.
So,
I don't even like them.
No.
Yeah,
So Nathan
that's
on the street the other day, he said hi, and I just punched him in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I wear headphones when I'm walking around, is in case I see one of you guys, I can just pretend like I don't hear you saying hi to me.
Yeah, whenever I see one of you, I throw a smoke bomb and I disappear. So.
I thought it was just people vaping in front of me.
I think mom and dad are getting a divorce.
Yeah, they're
I feel like
definitely
we've been getting a
getting
divorce.
They've been
for the last,
fighting a lot
like, 7
lately.
years though.
They're the reason we don't like each other.
Yeah, it's really hard to like your family when you can't even like go to Disney World without mom and dad like strangling each other on the mine ride.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can't.
you
on
know,
the
you try to
mine
go to like
ride.
Epcot World Center and like learn about culture, and they're like fighting over the German beer stand. Like, I'm gonna kill you again. Like,
Yeah.
oh, mom and dad.
We can't even go to canceled racist park in Virginia.
The best part of this is that
Camp Joy.
Ritz and Emily behind the camera right now just asked us to talk about our opinions of them, and then these people started talking about mom and dad, assuming that the audience is gonna know who the hell they're talking about.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
That's what I think of
This
Chris
is-
and Emily is. I think we immediately disregard any instruction that they give us and just do our own thing. So Nathan, you're on the evening show.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Well, we do have two thoughts. Their names are Emily and Katrina.
I like how now that we've shot the roast, we can just like kind of just insult the other members of the cast.
I mean, nothing wrong with being a thought. Like I'm all for reckless sex.
yeah, I'd have a lot of people would let me.
I mean, there's people out there.
You can't do the comedy though if you're all hung up about who you are inside and out. For
true.
example, you on the outside look rather strange. We talked about this during the
Yep,
roast.
I look old.
Yeah. You were saying after we filmed that you were a little upset that all the digs were at your appearance. What else would we have made fun of in your opinion?
Oh, that's a good question. Maybe the fact that I'm very strange. Although I think we're all very strange, so it's not that noticeable.
So Delaney, what's your experience been on the evening show?
I think it's exhausting. It's a lot of filming, a lot of retakes because we all screw up a lot. Mostly
You
mostly me. But you know, it's a good time. It's a good, very strange, half-scripted time.
Yeah, that's what I always love about our scripts. Is like we put all this effort, blood, sweat, and tears into writing a script, and then we start filming it, and immediately it all goes out the window.
Yeah, half of it's just improv.
Yeah, it works though. You know, I mean,
does.
I wrote the script that we're using for this episode, and I like the way that we improved around it.
Oh, we didn't say like any of the lines you wrote.
Ah, well, some of them.
Some of them.
Some of them you said, and then all of a sudden I'm grabbing Katrina's hairless legs, and
Yes.
yeah, and I only have half my eyebrows because we didn't have enough makeup to make it look like I didn't have any eyebrows.
No, that's the beauty. It's like the opposite of Hollywood magic.
Yeah.
It's like, the evening show Wicca. You think it's gonna work, doesn't really, kind of screws things up half the time.
So Katrina, what's it like for you being on the evening show? You having a good time?
yeah, I think it's really great. I picked up a lot of skills.
And a lot of boys. Oh no!
Yeah. No, it's really fun. Sometimes I get made fun of.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I get made fun of.
Well, it's the evening show. We all make fun of each other.
Yeah, well, yeah, clearly. Sorry.
So what's your favorite portion of the evening show? Like, of the things we do?
Oh, definitely the digital shorts. Because that's when we come up with just the most absurd stuff.
I'm always a fan of when we shoot things outside and then there's motorcycles and sirens in the distance. That's my favorite part.
It's
of the
so
evening show.
much for me to get distracted.
I know, right? It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Well, we should probably go inside before the police actually come because I'm pretty sure they're going after Nathan. So, Grits, you've been the producer of the evening show for every season except for the pilot episode.
I was still the producer.
You're still the producer?
Yeah. Thanks for making a very blanket statement. You're great at your job.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why you hired me, right? And why you're firing me at the end of this season? He's not firing me, I'm leaving so I can take his job again.
Okay, you're gonna bring that up, huh?
To be fair, I didn't take your job. I took the job of the host that you hired after yourself, who we fired in disgrace.
That's true. Although he kind of just went to a different college and didn't tell me when.
He's still here.
Oh, we're talking about that host.
Yeah,
I
the
thought we were-
one immediately before
Oh,
me.
that's right. You don't know about the other one.
There was another one? There's another lost host?
There's another lost host.
Who?
Sam Bowitt.
Did he ever have an episode?
He was the original. He was my correspondent.
But was he in the episode? That you
Like
were
the
in?
pilot episode?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
he's
not a
the-
host, though. That's a cast member.
Yeah, but like he was gonna be the host.
Well, yeah, but then he wasn't. That's not a host.
But he was supposed to be.
Fair enough.
There was also DJ Bees.
DJ B showed up for one episode and never
Two
again.
episodes.
2 episodes and never again. One of
Yeah.
them was a practice episode.
He was a mistake.
Yeah, we've made a lot of mistakes on this show. And Chris has made a lot of mistakes in his life. And thank you for talking about them with me. And we're here now with everyone's favorite member of the evening show, because no one likes Grits. We have Emily Thompson. How you doing, Emily?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So you came on as our director for this season.
Yes, sir.
Was it a hard transition to become the director? Because you were one of our writers before that.
Yes. Not really. It was kind of easy.
Yeah. So there was no transition point of weirdness, no nothing.
I mean, it was kind of weird. Grit started talking to me a lot more. I don't really like that.
Yeah. I mean, no one likes when Grits talks to them. That's why he's behind the camera and no longer in front of it. You're gonna stick on as director for next season, aren't you?
Yes. Yes. I
Awesome,
am.
awesome.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And Grits is gonna leave us, so it'll be even better.
Yeah, that's gonna be way better.
You little.
All right, this is Ryan, the host of the evening show. We're doing Word on the Street today. We moved into Baker because it's cold and rainy outside, just like the ladies. So I made that joke at her expense because she would have made it where she came.
Are there any relatives you're really not looking forward to seeing again this Thanksgiving?
All.
So they kicked us out of Baker, so now we're back in College Green. So, you know, I guess I understand why people are protesting free speech now, because it doesn't exist.
Hello! How are you? You're on the news. You're live. Say hi.
¿Cómo estás? Don't you ask me a few questions?
Yeah, questions.
So yeah, you know, just down here for the day at OU. This has been a great visit, might I add. You know, Cincinnati all day, gang gang.
I got gang. I've got the whole Cincinnati here.
All right, we got a rare treat on the evening show. We got Marissa Young of the J School. What's going on? Marissa Young. Have I been saying it wrong? I've known you for like 3 years.
The most racist thing I've heard at Thanksgiving table is one time someone said that white people are good at dancing, which is not true. We are bad at dancing.
Which family member are you looking forward to seeing the least?
It's hard. Probably just my grandma, probably. Not that I don't want to see her, it's just, you know how grandmas are, asking all those questions.
Do you like sports? Do you like baseball? Okay, so you probably are not keeping up with the World Series. Do you like basketball? So what's your favorite team? Yes. That's a good answer. We're Cavs fans.
Okay.
Well, I think we're all Cavs fans.
Tell me, what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Probably gonna eat some turkey, hang out with some friends, hang out with some family.
Is it normally fun hanging out with your family? Do you have like that weird, crazy, racist grandma?
Well, you know, we don't speak to grandma much anymore.
Is your dad coming out next weekend for Dad's weekend?
I don't think he'll be able to. He travels for work a lot, so he might be out of the country, unfortunately.
So your dad doesn't love you, is what I'm getting.
Basically.
Grandma gets to judge your brother's new girlfriend, decide if she's allowed.
Yeah. She's pretty old, so she's like wants to see us all like my girlfriend and stuff.
You gotta get working on those great grandchildren. She's not gonna be around forever.
I've heard from a lot of people that their goal is to get with a DILF. Thoughts and feelings?
Same.
Yeah, my girl, that makes 2 of us. I'm kidding. Dad, I love you.
If you were to play baseball, what would you want your middle, like, is there like first name, middle
middle name, like full name, like Dash, the last name. Like, what would you want your middle name to be? Clout.
Yeah, you'll probably get drafted.
So Thanksgiving's coming up. Every time there's Thanksgiving, there's always a relative you really don't want to see. Do you guys have any of those? That sounded like you've got a couple at least.
I don't want to say my grandma, but
What's the most racist thing you ever heard a turkey say?
I mean, one time my turkey called my grandpa a cracker ass bitch.
Which relative are you looking forward to seeing the least?
The least, probably my older sister.
Do you hate most about your sister?
Probably her eyebrow piercing.
So have you been watching the World Series at all? Keeping up on that?
Not at all.
Good, because I haven't either, but my producer told me to ask you about it.
You guys are gonna miss the bus.
Thank you.
Oh, we're gonna miss the bus. Bye-bye. You're going to one.
Welcome to the roast of Ryan Haroff. I'm the producer of the evening show, Grits, as some people like to call me. And we're here today as a family to shit all over you, Ryan. Ryan, you've been the host of the evening show for nearly a year now, and you're most likely going to be the next producer. But Ryan, you've turned into a real cocky shit lately. Actually, all of you have turned into real cocky shits lately. The whole evening show, you're all dressed up very nicely today. That's because I told you to. Remember who has the power. You're all just my little puppets with my hand shoved so far up your asshole you don't even know what's going to happen to you next.
I'm into that.
Remember that, Ryan. So our first roaster tonight is Katrina Kapranica. Kat, I've known you ever since you first came to OU. And, since I've known you so long, I can honestly tell you, I know you only wear those glasses so you don't seem like a stupid sorority girl. I know you're trying to convince everyone else you know how to read, but you're not fooling me. But it's a good thing you know how to talk, so you can roast our lovely host, Roasty. I don't know. Get on up here, Kat. Give him a good roasting.
I'm really excited to be here. I was actually a little worried before I came about the fact that I'm not wearing a bra, but then I got here and felt a little better because neither is Grits. Except it looks like he's a little colder than I am. So it's also Dad's weekend, and my dad was here last night, but he's not here today. So Nathan, do you think you could be his replacement? I mean, you're not quite Dilfy, but you look like you might have reached retirement. So I often like to think of myself actually as the sex appeal of the show, but last week I learned otherwise when Nathan made a joke that Delaney should make out with me, and Delaney really firmly said no, which I thought was striking, coming from a girl who dates a girl that wears a fedora and spends her Friday nights writing fan fiction because she isn't getting laid. So Emily I found, rather hard to roast because we're really so, we're the same person, it's amazing. With the only difference being I'm into football players and she's into Chad from Theta Beta Eta Phi Phi Fo Fum, and like the same guy that puts the roofies in the girls' drinks. And that leads me to Ryan. I'm actually really interested to see what he's bringing to the table today. I'm interested to see if it's going to be his own material or if he's going to continue to quote every comedian ever. Maybe if he knew exercise routines, like he knew other comedians' material, he wouldn't have such high blood pressure.
Katrina, that was great. Now on to my third favorite director I've worked with here on the evening show, Emily Thompson. When you became director, I was so proud of you. I really admire you and the work you've done for the show and just how much effort you put in. I just really wish you had the talent to back it up.
okay. Let's start off with Nathan. I know you're a freshman, but if we looked at your style and that hair, we compared you to my father, I don't think we'd be able to tell which one was the 50-year-old man. We can't, however, tell that Delaney's gay. We can tell this because she talks about it all the time. For someone who's gay, she also talks about One Direction all the time, which either means that One Direction is all secretly girls, or Delaney's trying to cover up she's secretly straight.
Oh.
However, Kat is definitely not trying to cover up that she's straight. In fact, Kat and I often bond over our host stories. And when I was trying to figure out which one of us was the bigger hoe, I remembered that Kat made 4 of her high school football team go T1. Now, Grits, he didn't turn into a hoe, but his daddy issues are equally, if not more, prominent. Which is probably why he's leaving this family after the semester and why he hates when we call him daddy. The benefit is, unlike Grits, this show will be fine without a dad. Ryan, you know, we're all very thankful that you finally shaved that beard off. Now maybe people will stop confusing you with the fatter Michael Cera.
Oh, Emily, that was great. Yeah, Katrina, once you go D1, it's really hard to go back to under 8 inches. Nathan, oh Nathan, the freshman of the family. Let's just get this out of the way right now. Nathan, I'm pretty sure you're not actually going bald. I'm pretty sure you are shaving your head like that on purpose and feeding your hair to the local middle schoolers to build up an army. And I'm pretty sure you like sneak into our rooms or something to try and like feed hair to us, like get us to join your army or something, and it freaks me out. But you're part of this show. Get on up here, buddy.
Alright. It's time to get back at you fucks. To begin with, let's start with Delaney, the gayest of the bunch. You roast yourself internally more than any of us ever could, despite the fact that the only thing wrong with you is that you leave parties early like a big weenie. Okay, now let's go on to Katrina, the resident hoe, other than Emily. Katrina, you're always on that hoe shit, which I encourage. One of these days you're gonna get AIDS. We have very similar glasses frames, which isn't really a roast. I just want to say, hey girlfriend, I see you. Okay, now we're on to Daddy Grits. Alright, Grits, you always wear t-shirts that show your nips, and I always feel like they're staring at me. Now it's time for me to roast the crew. If there was a most likely to end up holding a boom mic over foot fetish porn category in high school yearbooks, your picture would be next to him every single year. And Emily, as a director, you don't have a clapperboard, which is one of these things, and that's, you disgrace your position by not having one of those. Ryan, you're a weird middle ground between skinny and very fat, and it keeps me up at night sometimes. Your old beard looked like someone covered your face in glue, and then threw the hair Donald Trump grows on his nipples at you. You insist on calling yourself poor man Stephen Colbert, except your ear isn't fucked up, only your eyes.
Thank you, Nathan. That was just glorious. Thank you for that. Now on to Delaney. Oh, Delaney. Delaney, you are so gay. Once you got onto the show, you once told me if I ever write you as a straight character, you were going to quit. Which I really think is Delaney just telling me in her own weird way that she doesn't know how to be an actor. Without further ado, please welcome Delaney Murray.
Well, I was the last person to roast. Nathan, let's start with you. Nathan, you look like a Renaissance painting of an aristocrat in the sense that it was done by someone who only had a vague idea of what human proportions looked like and did not have enough time to get the job done. Your sexuality confuses me more than my own at 13. Katrina, the first time I met you, I had a visceral fear reaction to you, mostly because you look like the conglomerate of every girl that ever bullied me in school. But now, I like you, Katrina. Now, like, you just look like the conglomerate of every straight woman I've ever seen in a lesbian porn. Emily is our new director, which is funny because the first time she walked into this room, I thought she was a Pinterest blogger who got lost on the way to her homemade engagement photo shoot. In case you don't know what a homemade engagement photo shoot is, that's when you try to take the pictures and be in them at the same time. It doesn't work, just like all of Emily's relationships. And now for our main attraction of the night, Ryan Harrop, our host. I've known Ryan for a year. In that time, I've touched his ass probably about a dozen times, and each time was a new rediscovery of my own homosexuality. Ryan Harrop speaks and looks like every slightly annoying but ultimately forgettable middle-aged man who stood in front of you at Kroger. He's disappointed that his coupon for frozen pizza has just expired. Ryan wears a suit every time he does this show, and every time he does, I just think he looks like he just arrived at his high school reunion in 25 years, and he's trying not to listen to the people behind him who are saying, "Did you see Ryan Harrop? Jesus, he got fat."
Ryan, we've been taking a lot of shots at you tonight. It's time for you to take your shots at us. Real quick before I bring you up, I just want you to know I'm very proud of what you've done on the show, and it's important for me to let you know that I truly think of you as the Ann Coulter of comedy. welcome the host of the evening show, Ryan Haroff. Come on up here, buddy.
Oh man, what a roast, what a roast. It's been great to sit in that chair and get constant reminders of why I'm the host and not any of you. Man, I'll tell you, Grits, you've been doing a great job as host tonight. For anyone in the audience who might not know, Grits actually was the original host of the evening show. And as you can see from his hosting skills, it wasn't hard for me to get his job. Grits is a senior in college who only declared his major last year, which means much like when he was in the pilot for this show, his career is going to crash and burn. I'll tell you, Grits, you're something else. But let's not focus on him. You know, this is my last season as the host of the evening show. I am confident, though, in who I'm leaving it with. I'm confident that this show is going to continue its high standards of creative integrity, openness, and at least one reference to Delaney's lesbianism per episode. I swear, Delaney, Ellen DeGeneres doesn't talk about being gay as much as you, and she has her own show. You're like an 8th grader, Delaney. You have no social skills, no self-confidence, and you constantly talk about sex despite never getting any. I almost felt bad in roasting you like this, but I mean, you hate yourself anyway, so what can I really do? Katrina, we didn't hire you for this show with the intent of making you our official eye candy, but I'm happy that you took that job in stride. You bring more than warm hugs and horny dudes to the evening show, Katrina. You also bring some of the weirdest acting habits I've ever seen in my life. Katrina, though, was actually a little bit of a star before she came to the evening show. She has a YouTube video that I just checked before coming up, currently has 20,000 views. It's a video of herself in 8th grade peeling a banana with her feet. 20,000 views from a bunch of perverts, and only 400 of them came from Nathan. I don't mean to imply that you're a creepy dude, Nathan. I mean, your beard and your receding hairline do that for me. I mean, Jesus, man, you look like you drank out of the wrong grail in the last crusade. Every time I talk to you, I expect you to shout, "Shazam!" and turn back to someone actually your age. I will say, though, that as I leave as host, I'm very, very proud of all the people in our crew, all the people working behind the cameras, and not just Emily the hoe. I'm telling you, they do some great work for us. They produce this show the way it is, and what I'd like to think it is a hard-fought, hard-won, student-run ripoff of The Late Show, starring me, the very poorest of mans, Stephen Colbert. So thank you very much.
Ryan, what are you doing?
What?
Ryan.
What?
You told us you'd shave the beard after Halloween.
Well, it worked for my costume, and to be honest, it's kind of starting to grow on me.
Well, you look like an 8th grader trying to pass for a 21-year-old so you can buy beer.
Only he's a 20-year-old trying to pass for a 21-year-old so he can buy beer.
But what's wrong with a guy having a beard? Nathan's got a beard.
Yeah, well, my beard doesn't look like I left my fedora on my anime shelf before I came here.
Hey, what's uncalled for?
Ryan, you gotta lose the beard. It just looks sloppy.
You're calling me sloppy? Alright, you got your snacking chocolate right here and chicken on a fork in your hand. You're calling me sloppy?
Well, at least my crumbs won't get stuck on the pubic hair on my face. Can you say the same?
I can say the same, Katrina, because by definition, my face does not have pubic hair. Because my face is not a pubis. Does my face look like a pubis to you, Katrina?
I mean, like, it kind of does. Like, right, Nathan?
Yeah. Seriously though, Ryan, you have to shave the beard, alright? If you do not shave it, the commenters, they will be all up in your butt about not shaving it, okay? So do it.
I don't want YouTube commenters in my butt. Fine. I'll be right back. Gotta go shave.
Ryan.
Okay, I said I was gonna shave off the beard part. And I did that. I never said anything about my mustache.
You look like a pedophile.
No, I do not.
You totally do.
No, I don't.
Hey, do you guys think we could get Chris Hansen on the next episode if he thought that Ryan was a pedophile?
To Catch a Predator was canceled years ago, Nathan.
Also, I don't look like a pedophile.
Yes, you do. The mustache needs to go.
Oh my god, I can't please you people. Fine.
other stash, Ryan.
Oh, I missed the spot, okay? I'm sorry.
Nathan, can you go with him to make sure he shaves his whole face this time?
Yeah, sure.
Are you happy now?
Why do you only have your eyebrows?
Well, apparently you wanted me to shave my entire face this time, so now I only have half my eyebrows.
You told me to make sure he shaved his whole face this time.
Well, why is he bleeding?
He resisted the razor.
You were putting a razor near my eyes.
Eyebrows, not eyes. Although now that you mention it, you still got some eyelashes.
You are
there,
not
right?
shaving my eyelashes.
Of course not, you morons!
Oh, so I get to keep my eyelashes then? Thank you so much.
Of course you get to keep your eyelashes. Why are you acting surprised?
I'm not surprised. I barely have eyebrows. I just look like this now.
Wait. We can fix this, okay? We just gotta shave the rest of his body.
No more shaving.
Hear me out. If we shave his legs, we can use the leg hair to make new eyebrows.
No.
Yes, leg brows.
No. No, we're not doing leg brows. All right. Now that I'm at the perfect level of hair on my body, are you guys ready to start working on the next episode?
Ryan, why are your toes painted now?
Nathan, stop staring at Ryan's legs or feet, or just stop looking at Ryan.
But they're like really sexy now. You gotta shave my legs next?
No more shaving. The only way you guys are getting access to a razor is if you write one into a script.